Greetings, viewers. Welcome to Black Metal and Brews. I'm Ben, and I'm your host. Tonight, we're going to be going to some dark territory, as we tend to do with this program. We've got Pale Death, an Imperial IPA from Double Mountain, based out of Hood River, and Seme Konj, which I know I'm mispronouncing, with their cassette, The Promise of Coffins. When you're drinking a beer called Pale Death, there are a few things that seem nearly as appropriate. Bear with the noise in the background. My cat got a new toy today, and it makes a lot of noise. I just love the hum of cassettes. That's got a beautiful, beautiful color to it. Some straight up funky nectar going on there. That's a sight. Love it. I hope you guys can hear this. I've realized in the last few videos I've had my volume up a little higher than I would like, and you know, it's fine, but I like being able to speak like this, being able to be conversational with you and not just shouting over music. I'd be in a band if I wanted to do that. The beer here, I'll admit I've been sitting on it a little longer than I'd like. I have a feeling it's still going to be alright. I had my first one of these a few weeks ago and it was great. Very, very interesting. I mean, 9.5% alcohol, so certainly this is a sharer. And it's not just an Imperial IPA, forgive me. I get caught up once I start filming. It's a Belgian-style Imperial IPA. My recollection is that the yeast had a little bit of a boost to that kind of citrusy tropical sweetness. Let's find out. The nose is pure pineapple, for one. Followed by a little bit of actual pine. But, you know, let's be honest, for the most part, this is very tropical in nose. I like it. So, I mean, it's a pretty thin sipper. You can hopefully see the foams kind of holding up. I'm sure you guys have noticed I've been trying creative new ways of propping up my camera, which is, of course, my cell phone. So bear with me while I'm figuring it out. I think the way I'm doing it's okay for now, but I'd like to be a little closer so that you guys can see a little better. Looks like one of my candles has gone out. Oh well, we're going to keep rolling with it. What I really like about this tape is it's drugged out, filthy. Like, it's not drugged out in the psychedelic way. A lot of bands, I mean, you'll equate a drug thing with psychedelic black metal. This is like gutter addiction status. The only track that sounds promising in any way is the song Hope, and that title seems so sarcastic when paired with winners like, oh gosh, what have we got here? The Femur Tree, or You in Agony. These guys are Slovenian, and that's about all I know about them. Glossolalia Records released this on tape. It was originally out on their Bandcamp about a year ago. It's filthy, but addictively so. It's got a kind of black punk energy, but a lot more subtlety, a lot more melody going on. You guys probably can't really hear the bass very well at all. Their bass plays the sub bass. I'm going to admit ignorance here. Just the super low bass frequencies, super tinny guitar, shrill vocals, you know. This is taking familiar elements, making them uglier, and playing them in a shitty basement or squat or something, it's great. It's ugly, and it's believably ugly. Kind of funny to pair with such a tropical beer, but the name, it's all in the name, I guess. Also, I just need an excuse to feature each of these. Okay, after it's sat for a minute, you get a little more of that grapefruity, bitter, piney hop characteristic. But still, this is surprisingly balanced and not alcoholic in flavor for the high ABV it's got. You know, it's hard for me to say if it's because of the yeasts or what, but whatever they've got going here is just really nicely done. Thanks. Basically, Double Mountain is just really winning my heart in a lot of ways. Their bottles are not to be recycled because you give them back to the brewery and they will recycle them in their own fashion. I believe that they sanitize them and relabel them, essentially recycling them for the best purpose of all, more beer, and with minimal process. It's actually environmentally wise. They're making great beers. They're a little farther out than I can get to, as I don't drive, but goodness, they're close to Portland. I hope to make a visit at some point in the future, because I've not had a bad beer from them. Copies of this tape are still certainly available from Glossolalia Records, and I urge you to get one while that's still an option. They do seem to be selling rather well, and I mean, how can you blame them? It's really hard to find music this ugly that also has a song called Bag Lady. Never thought something like that would sound so ominous, but goodness. You've probably noticed I'm sitting at a funny angle, or sitting and watching things at a funny angle. I made a silly mistake and didn't allow myself enough space to sit in the chair between my chair and my table here. But, you know, despite all these setbacks that I've created for myself, I hope that this has been an informative experience for you, dear watcher. You guys have been very supportive and ridiculously patient. Following, fan base, friend circle. So, thanks for tuning in, consistently or occasionally or whatever you like to do. I hope that you enjoy beer and metal as much as I do. These two are definitely worth getting your hands on. I realize that Double Mountain is not widely available outside of this region. Get a friend to send you one, or even better, come pay us a visit. We've got good beer, we've got great weather, we've got great bands. Like, there's like 3 shows a night. Anyway, gonna take another sip and sit for a second and let you guys get back to whatever it is you're doing. Hopefully something just as awesome as beer and metal. Anyway, thank you. Take care.